Want to explore it, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come in here with me. I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay. We'll take it slow.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Welcome to Game 1 of the NBA season, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
Man, it's been a long summer.
I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. We have been waiting for this day for a long time. The action tonight out in New York as the Knicks play against the Memphis Grizzlies. And for Memphis, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. After a brisk off-season, it's finally upon us, fellas.
What's that?
Opening night.
Oh,
in
tonight's
the
opening
NBA.
night?
Hey,
Oh, those are preseason
games. Shaq, your thoughts on how important it is for a team to get off to a fast start?
Well, early wins gives you confidence.
Oh, do they ever?
Makes you more intimidating to play against.
Oh, does it ever?
I'm so excited. I miss you guys this summer.
Oh, I know. What
I'm
have you
happy
been doing?
to be here. I went to China about 59 times.
Yeah.
I went to Cancun 72 times.
Uh-huh.
And I went to the North Pole twice.
Oh, wow.
Wow, how's
so
that?
a pretty uneventful summer for you.
It was bad. I was looking for Santa. I couldn't find him.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to. The fans, the local media, everyone is excited. And I just am excited to be here, start of the season, and you don't want to start slow. You don't want to have any rough patches early on.
What'd you do this summer?
I went fishing.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Catch
Deep-sea
anything?
fishing. Yes, I did. I went to Dubai and went deep-sea fishing.
Wow, awesome.
Awesome.
So you were traveling all over the place? You go deep-sea fishing?
What'd you do?
I cut the grass. It was awesome. Oh, that wraps it up. Let's go courtside.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side are analysts Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. From the sideline, we'll have the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. We'll be hearing from him in just a bit. The Knicks here to defend home court, playing host to the Western Conference. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Memphis. A year ago, they each gained a victory at home, but couldn't secure a win on the road. And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, the Memphis Grizzlies keep facing injuries and an uphill battle in the West, but they do not give up. Marc Gasol said, "It's in our nature. We can't quit. We're not going away without a fight. We're going to make you prove that you're better than us." Kevin?
Thanks, DA. Gotta love the Grizz. They certainly take pride in their grit and grind style of play. Doris, several clubs already enduring plenty of ups and downs. We see it every day in the league. How many games into the season does it take to know exactly what kind of team you've got and then where you need to proceed from that point on?
Well, Well, I think obviously you typically see some level of separation between the championship contending teams almost in the first 20 games. If somebody's getting out to a 15-1 start, you know that typically speaking, they're going to be in it for the long haul. I think the fascinating aspect of the NBA season typically is in those 5 through maybe 10 slots in the respective Eastern and Western Conference, right?
Yes.
Because so often, Kevin, we're seeing 2 or 3 games separate maybe the 5th team from the 10th team. That means all of those teams are potential playoff teams. And what does the organization decide to do? Do they decide to try to make a run toward a playoff possibility? Or are they saying, boy, we don't really think we're there yet. Perhaps we need to think about what's our draft status.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Memphis. Parsons on the outside at 3 with Green at power forward. McLemore is out there with Conley. And it's Gasol at the center position. Now Conley following the Porzingis miss from deep. Green out of bounds. New York takes possession. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. And so it's New York with it. The wide open look here for Porzingis. That doesn't go either for Porzingis. Conley kicks to Gasol. Can't get it to fall, and he's missed the second after making his first.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Hernan Gomez. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, the young Spaniard, Willie, a good finisher around the rim.
Here's Conley. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Conley's got his first points of the game.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
And that's not the type of defense you want to play, right? You've got to make it more difficult than that. Layups are too easy.
Hardaway with it. Now defended by McLemore. Stolen by Conley. And now here comes Conley leading the break and laid in to finish the break.
Well, I like that he shows no hesitation there.
Boy, when he's alone in the open court, he just attacks, right? I mean, turning on the jets and finishing easily at the rim.
And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment. Here's Lee. Michael Conley making his last shot. Doubled by Conley. Outside Hardaway. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Lock at 6. Porzingis kicks to Lee. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Lee's got his first 2 points of the night.
If you give Lee that spot on the floor, 9 times out of 10, he comes away with a bucket.
McLemore, no good.
Boy, a kickout's probably a better option when the defense is swarming around like that.
The quick look, no good that time.
An obvious blunder by the defense that they get away with. Somebody's supposed to be checking him.
That one, no good. And New York will come the other way. Well, for the last 2 decades, there have been a lot of big men coming from Europe who have been tagged as the next Dirk. A lot of lofty expectations to live up to. But Porzingis, Doris, Porzingis seems to be one who is answering that call.
Well, I think Porzingis certainly on his way to being as beloved as Dirk is, both here and back in Europe. And the reason you like the comparison, both are size and skill combined. And they have praised each other in the past, a little bit of a mutual admiration society. Really poor pass there, guys. And the D did a great job capitalizing off the mistake.
Knicks trail by 4. He dishes it to Lee. Back to Porzingis. They double him with Green. Out to Hardaway. Hits the three-point bomb. Hardaway has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Here's Gasol. Misses that one. He's made 1 and missed 2 this game so far. Outside, Porzingis pulls it from 20. And no good that time. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
McLemore, no good.
Well, it's not the defense that caused that miss. That one's all on him.
Pass to Ntilikina. They double him with Green. That's tipped. Lee against Parsons. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Ntilikina. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
I tell you, Ntilikina has a presence about him. Just solid court awareness, and he knows when he's clear there to fire.
Hardaway with it. Now defended by McLemore. Outside, Porzingis from outside the arc. And again, New York with the triple.
Well, this is a clear case in point of where the comparison to Dirk Nowitzki is so apropos. Not many 7-footers with that kind of range, Kev. Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine, Kev.
That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Gasol goes in, then Gasol with the dunk.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
Porzingis can't hit.
As long as they can hang on to this lead, he won't have to answer for what's been an off night for him.
And in today's NBA, how about the value in having a guy at the center who has the versatility and the skill set of a Marc Gasol? With his passing and shooting, and he becomes a great zone buster for any team.
Catching up on the changes for New York, Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Hernan Gomez. Cantor comes in for Porzingis. McDermott's checked in for Courtney Lee. And it's Baker in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Marc Gasol becoming more aggressive, looking for his own offense.
And I thought at times in the past he was unselfish to a fault. His teammates egged him on, told him, you're the best center in the game. Go out there and dominate. And now it seems like he's becoming more comfortable in his skin.
Here's Ennis, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And the foul goes against New York. First trip to the line for him here.
Had a success rate from the line last year of about 78%.
Right, he's checked in for Marc Gasol. And Ennis drops them both. Tyreke Evans, the 4th pick back in 2009, won Rookie of the Year.
Averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists right off the bat. And it's been about the injuries in terms of what's held him back. If he can stay healthy, and that's a big if, the talent is obvious.
On up the court. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Evans has got his first 2 points.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Boy, just a step quicker than the defense, really. Catching them off guard and capitalizing well.
Picked by O'Quinn, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it.
And now we get a moment to see the numbers for Tyreke Evans, how he performed last season. He averaged about 10 points a game last year, 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
Here's Ntilikina. Baker kicks to McDermott. Evans on the double team. Ball's knocked loose. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. Davis has got the ball, and it's Davis finishing it off.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
The pass to Baker, and they get it. Grizzlies with the rebound. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Hits. Count that one from Ennis.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Kicks to Cantor. Picked by O'Quinn. The drive by Cantor. Pass to Baker. Plenty of space. And Davis pulls it down. And the Grizzlies with possession. They're on a 14-2 run here. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And for the Grizzlies, they come in off a good outing against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Evans kicks to Wright. And finished off by Wright.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they've wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
But, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
And what was a wild ride of an offseason for the Knicks ultimately results in a regime change.
Yeah, I mean, players butting heads with executives, and when it came down to it, things just needed to change. If the Knicks picked the Zen Master over Porzingis, fans might have rioted in New York City, and hopefully the franchise can kind of start to right the ship.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for New York. Kuzminskis comes in for Cantor. Selden's checked in for the Grizzlies. 59 seconds left to play here in the first. Inside. Tries to snap the cold streak. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Feeds to Wright. The rebound by Noah.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
The shot's good from Ntilikina. Ntilikina's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, McDermott is so good playing within the confines of the offense. Terrific spreading the basketball around the floor.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. There's the triple. Kuzminskis, no good. Memphis with the ball. They're on an 18-4 run. Here's Selden. Here's Wright, and Wright throws it down hard.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And it's early, but obviously you've got to like the dominance down low. They're simply bullying the other team right now.
Noah's shot is off. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We'll return shortly. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And the Grizzlies have been rolling right along, haven't they?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
You love that they're making the offense work, right? Making every single thing they try to do hard.
Knicks trail by 12. We've got Ntilikina. Noah is out there with Baker. Then it's McDermott. And it's Kuzminskis in at the power forward position. That's the 5 for New York right now. Now here's McDermott. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
You know, once a pass is made out of the double team like that, the defense is spread too thin to stop the bucket. Heads up assist there.
Buries the long-range jumper. And the Grizzlies lead by 13.
Well, what a combination of size and touch that makes him a nightmare matchup from three-point range. Wow.
Kuzminskis, no good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
New York shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. They set the pick. Kept alive by New York. Memphis leading by 15. Here's Davis. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And no doubt they've been the more efficient team in this first half.
Well, I think they're getting quality shots, and it's thanks to how aggressive they have been in this half.
Hardaway's checked in for Ntilikina. One trend we've seen, Doris, is the shift away from one primary ball handler toward a more collective approach. You think that change is here to stay?
Well, it'll be interesting. I do think the NBA is very much a copycat league. So you think back to the 90s and the slow-down, grind-it battles between the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks, to now the pace and space offenses that is so much fun for us to watch. What's the next evolution? We saw the San Antonio Spurs play big. Is there a team that wants to reformulate the NBA, find success? As you know, everybody's trying to beat the champ, and right now the champ is all about pace and space and equal opportunity offense.
Indeed. Now here's Noah.
Really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Nothing they're doing on the defensive end is working. They've got to figure something out, and fast.
That's their third straight make off an assist. And continuity is one thing that lends itself to winning. You see that in Memphis, that their key players in Gasol and Conley, these guys are all getting it done.
A different look for New York. Porzingis is coming in for Kuzminskis, and Lee's subbed in for McDermott. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Marc Gasol is checked in for Wright. Green comes in for Davis. Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for Tyreke Evans. And it's Mike Conley in for Andrew Harrison. And the challenge for the Grizzlies has been finding that fourth or fifth star caliber player, Greg, to push them over the top.
And they've needed a two-way terror on the wing for the longest time here. None of their draft picks or free agent signings have really broken through. And that's what it's going to take if they want to break through in the West.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for two.
And watching Porzingis play, you forget how tall he really is in terms of how he moves. Not only how quick he is, but also that skill set. Incredible that a player his size won the skills competition in last year's All-Star festivities.
Hernan Gomez is checked in for the Knicks.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
And here we go. Conley, nobody back. Drops in the breakaway layup. Conley's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, you've got to look at this guy's shooting as one of the main reasons they've been able to build this lead.
And that is what fools a lot of NBA fans about Porzingis. Most of the highlights, Greg, you see are his blocks and putback dunks, but if you watch his game, you see that skill level.
It's rare to see a player who's the complete package like Porzingis. I mean, he's fluid. He's got the easy-looking shot. It almost looks like he's a guard shooting the basketball, comfortable creating for himself or playing off others.
I'll tell you, he's had a tough night. And if you're going to shake out of a slump, he's not going to do it with those kinds of shots.
He gets it in there.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their fifth consecutive make in the paint.
Baker kicks to Porzingis. Lee passes to Porzingis. Here's Baker. They set the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Green with the block. Here's Parsons, and finished off by Parsons.
And so far, they have been in complete control of this one. Just a well-rounded effort on the road.
Really just sheer dominance, going into enemy territory and flat out taking over this one.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
The Knicks shooting terribly up to this point, just 30%. Some ramshackle offense play there. Baker, no good. Memphis in total control. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. And that'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Now here's Lee. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Well, becoming deadly from the mid-range, an area where Porzingis' height gives him an advantage because it's tough to contest.
Gasol. That's in, coming off the assist from Parsons. And that's 10 points for Marc Gasol.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Porzingis with the ball. Now Green defending. Porzingis kicks to Hardaway. Sinks the triple. Hardaway's got 6.
You know, and that was a nice find by KP. Saw the open man. He was on time, on target with the pass. Perfect.
A putback, and it's Parsons with the extra effort.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Here's Baker. And the call will be against Chandler Parsons. That is his first foul of the game. Enes Kanter's checked in for the Knicks. Memphis also making some changes. James Ennis, he'll check in for Parsons. And it's Ben McLemore in for Selden. There's a screen by Kanter. Back to Lee. Green against Porzingis. Nails the wide open jump shot. Porzingis has got 5 points in the quarter. Think back to how Jeff Hornacek was as a player. Doris, you see that same demeanor on the sidelines.
Well, what you're talking about there, Kev, is sort of that gritty, no-nonsense, tough-minded approach. What Jeff Hornacek was as a player, he certainly displays similar attributes as a coach.
Here's Baker. Michael Conley making his last shot. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. Here's Ennis. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Ennis has got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, have they gotten hot here in the second quarter. No wonder they're in front.
Porzingis with the ball. Now Green defending. Here's Baker. No good on the triple.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
3-on-3. Here's Hardaway. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Doors have talked about the evolution of the specialist, the pure 3-and-D guy, for example, who in that category are some of the best in your opinion.
Well, I'm so happy that Klay Thompson has evolved from a guy who believed coming into the NBA that he would strictly be a 3-and-D guy to a much more versatile scorer. But in today's iteration, I would have to say Danny Green won a championship for the San Antonio Spurs, doing nothing but absorbing the biggest threat on the offensive end for the opponent and then being able to make huge threes at timely opportunities. Patrick Beverley, another guy grinding it out, increasingly making shots, and of course, tenacious on-ball defender.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
New York's gotten into trouble with the 3-ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Picked by O'Quinn. Ennis on the double team. The shot's good from O'Quinn. O'Quinn's got his first bucket in this one.
You know, that right there's a great example. O'Quinn has got great hands, so he can step out or bang inside with the best of them.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's O'Quinn following the score by Memphis. Pass to Ntilikina. Puts up a 3. Grizzlies with the rebound. Gasol's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And the dunk by McLemore.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Here's Ntilikina. The feed to O'Quinn. Kanter with a screen on Gasol. Here's O'Quinn. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Gasol. Here's Wright. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
The dish now to McDermott. He kicks to Cantor. Off on the layup.
Just a really solid display there of rebounding. They've done it really all game.
Yeah, bottom line, more boards means more possessions, and that's how you build a lead.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. It's the Grizzlies running away with it. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And welcome to halftime. Hey, what a fantastic time of the year. NBA season getting underway. I'm
excited. I am really excited. I am really, really excited, honey.
The first half went really well for Mike Conley. He had 16 points, 3 steals, and 2 assists. Kenny, what'd you think about the Grizzlies?
Well, they were completely in rhythm shooting the basketball. Just watching the flow of their offense, everything clicked into place. Fantastic shot selection. They took advantage of everything the defense gave them.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Well, you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And today, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make up, but they can't continue with this game plan. Not working.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. We're seeing a tremendous game from Mike Conley.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
I don't think you could ask for anything more from this guy. He has been fantastic to start this one.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Tipping off the second half, here's David Fizdale's 5. In the post, it's Green and Gasol together. Conley out there with McLemore. And it's Parsons in at the 3 slot. And that one, good.
Now, how about putting the foot to the floor? Parsons really driving it to the hole with a purpose.
And Mike Conley Jr., you know, you talk about being bred for success. Remember, his dad was a gold medalist in the triple jump. And you can just see that athleticism in his game. Super quick and elusive out on the floor.
And the call will be against Chandler Parsons. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Ntilikina, covered by Conley. Shot clock at 5. There's a screen. Lee. They get it again. The shot's good from Ntilikina. Ntilikina's got 6.
And you can see he's been working on that post game. Ntilikina showing some skill set down on that low block, using that length to his advantage.
And with Conley's athleticism and his handle, tough to keep him out of the lane.
And if you go under on that pick, he can hurt you from deep. This guy really the complete package, arguably the most underrated point guard in our league.
Pass to Porzingis. Just 5 on the clock. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. He's got 12.
Really like the energy I'm seeing from this offense. 3 for 4 to open the third.
The Grizzlies shooting a superb 63% from the field. Here's Conley. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Outside, Porzingis. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Here's Ntilikina. It's rebounded by Gasol. Gasol's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big-time effort. And Parsons slams it in.
Well, the dilemma, Parsons can beat you from outside and you give up the rim rattle instead.
And stolen by Parsons. Fast break, Memphis. Here's McLemore, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Porzingis.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Doris, we're always talking about players developing their skill sets. What do you think is the hardest skill to develop as a broadcaster?
I think for me, the hardest skill to learn was to learn how to relax, to have fun, to not be anything but your most authentic self, because I think the viewer picks up on it if you're forcing things, if you're trying to be another broadcaster that perhaps you like to emulate. So I'd say that was the hardest. Oh! Look at that.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Hardaway with a wide open look. Drills it from outside. Hardaway has got 10 points in the game.
If they think they can give him that shot and get away with it, think again, gentlemen. I'll tell you, it was the sharp passing that led to that shot. Terrific teamwork.
Here's Porzingis. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Boy, Kev, how about Porzingis? Shrugs off the hit. That work in the weight room paying off already. You gotta love the time he's put in to make himself a challenge.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Joakim Noah's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Kuzminskis comes in for Courtney Lee. And it's Baker in for Hardaway. And Memphis also making a switch. Selden's checked in. Noah the screen. Here's Baker. Pass to Ntilikina. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Conley.
Well, that is what it looks like when you are in the zone. He's been very efficient with his scoring and is leading the way for his team on offense. With every make, you can see the confidence growing, and I don't think he'll slow down anytime soon.
And through the years, he's become very confident in that shot. Gasol's almost better from mid-range than he is in tight. That's a great weapon for a 7-footer to have.
A 3 from Porzingis. The Grizzlies pull it in. Shot from 16, and he didn't get quite enough under that one. New York comes into this one following a loss to Brooklyn. Launches a 3. Baker, no good. For Memphis, they've gone 7 of 9 from the field to start this second half. Some tremendous shooting from them. It's good from long range.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Stolen by Michael Conley. Here's Selden. You know, he rips it and jams it right over Porzingis. Wow!
Yeah, and Conley just makes the game fun. Able to shoot, but focused on also facilitating for teammates.
And the pass to Baker. There's the pick. It's stolen by Green. Conley left side. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Conley's got 6 in the quarter.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
McDermott's checked in for Porzingis. Memphis also making some changes. Tyreke Evans is checked in for Parsons, and it's Harrison in for Mike Conley. Pass to Ntilikina. But they'll get another chance. It's stolen by Green. Gasol kicks to Evans. Baseline jumper. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got 6 assists now in the game.
Exceptional play across the board. I love their tenacity, just piling it on at this point.
You know, and the beauty is it hasn't just been offense, right? It's been the defensive end as well. They're firing on all cylinders right now. That's a nice play. You have to read and react in an instant to have success on the offensive glass.
Count it, good. And it's 6 points for Tyreke Evans.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Well, you just look back on the history of the New York Knicks and what rich history and tradition they have as a franchise, the different eras, the different groups they've had, some of the more memorable teams in NBA history.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
McDermott kicks to Baker. Back to McDermott. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. McDermott's got 5 points so far.
That's the in-between game of Doug McDermott on display. He continues to get better with that over time.
Here's Baker, and JaMychal Green picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Doris, we know coaches need to win to keep their jobs. However, they need great players to win, which falls on the shoulders of a general manager. So why are more coaches fired for poor team performance than GMs, you think?
You know, I think what's fascinating to me, and this is a supposition I've heard other broadcasters talk about, which I believe should be instituted. Instead of just showing the coach's record on national broadcast, why don't we include the record of the GM? Because the coaches are not ultimately responsible unless they're responsible for both jobs, which we do see on occasion. But to me, the general manager has a significant role to the win-loss record, and both should be included.
And maybe when the owner says, hey, I'll pick the coach, it doesn't affect you. But if you pick the coach, you're tied with that coach. You're joined at the hip.
Great point. Great point. Well, Kev, you have to love how Enes Kanter plays with his back to the basket. This guy is so efficient. He is one of the most productive big men off the bench, the kind of player every coach would love to have to get a little juice in your second unit.
How about battling through the impact there and then wheeling that basketball in?
Doris, as you said, Kanter has thrived as a sixth man. His ability to score on the block, he can carry an offense of a second unit.
Yeah, a lot of how Kanter scores is with his incredible footwork. He is great at sealing off a defender to get the shot he wants, and he's also a very strong finisher.
At the elbow, McDermott passes to Baker. Here's Ntilikina. Davis with the double team. It's tipped, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. In third, the Knicks.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
I'll tell you, he hasn't been able to find the mark all night. It's a big reason they're staring at this deficit.
And it's Wright missing. And the Knicks with possession. They're on a 16-4 run. Dishes it to Kanter. Back to McDermott. Tries a three. Bangs home the trifecta. McDermott's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Knicks.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break. You got to respect the physicality of Evans. Excellent at drawing contact on his way up.
For the Knicks, Hardaway's checked in for Baker, and Lee's subbed in for Ntilikina.
And you think about it, for so long, the Grizzlies were kind of the throwback team. I mean, they had the two bangers in the front court, and they really rejected that whole pace and space movement. But finally, they've come around, retooling their lineups to get more shooting on the floor. And racing up the court, you have a number of options and a great decision there.
I love how he took the initiative, right? You took charge of the opportunity and made the right decision.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. McLemore is checked in. 34 seconds left to play in the third. Hardaway against Evans. Hardaway dishes to McDermott. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Hardaway. McDermott's got 10 points in just the second half.
He has certainly done his part this period. Just needs to get a little more help from his teammates. That's a nice little outside-in play right there. Good feed into the post and a solid finish.
Lee passes to McDermott. He feeds it to Kanter. With 4 seconds on the clock, Just 3 on the clock, and it's laid up and in by Lee. Lee's got 7 points in the game.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies with a huge 37-point lead to end the quarter. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. And we'll be right back after this. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. So it's the Grizzlies now. They've got Doug McDermott, Kyle O'Quinn out. Oh!
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. The Knicks shooting 43% for the game. Lee outside. McDermott with it. Now right defending. Lee kicks to Hardaway. New York moving it around. O'Quinn. That shot off. Now Memphis takes it the other way.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
McLemore's gone 5 of 9 shooting from the floor. Hardaway kicks to McDermott. Picked by O'Quinn. A floater. Goes back up. And he sinks the layup.
Okay, nice job here in the second half. Field goal percentage is way up from what it was at halftime when it was just barely above 30%. And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
Picked by O'Quinn, and there's the foul. It'll go on Deontay Davis. That's his first foul. Doris, there are always rumblings about teams and players who don't like what the press is writing about them, trying to ban certain media members from the locker room. What's the danger, you think, in doing that?
To me, any credentialed media should never be banned from a locker room, from an opportunity to bring their fans closer to the sport, simply because you object either about the content of the coverage or the amount of coverage does not exclude a media member from the locker room. I think it's a very dangerous precedent, Kev.
Good point. Lee kicks to Cantor. Hardaway for 3. Here's O'Quinn, fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
Boy, you can't pin their struggles today on him. He's been on fire from the field.
And Doris, you look at the Knicks team, and clearly the future is going to be built around Porzingis.
Well, and you think back to the Knicks mortgaging away their future at times to make a run at the playoffs, but I think it's now time to build from the ground up. They've got some draft picks to work with going forward, and though it may not be immediate, Porzingis is a nice centerpiece to build around.
Lee dishes to Hardaway. Kicks to Cantor. Down low. And O'Quinn slams it in.
Yeah, nothing too flashy there, but O'Quinn certainly able to punch it down with authority because he is a big body.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. For New York, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Grizzlies with the rebound. Davis has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Baldwin. It's good. The assist that time for Ennis. Ennis has got 3 assists now in this one.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Picked by O'Quinn. Feeds to Cantor. Now here's McDermott. He's tightly guarded. He's looking for Hardaway and finds him. To the inside. Lee, a beautiful reverse layup.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Ennis misses. Knicks have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Lee kicks to O'Quinn. And O'Quinn slams it in.
You know, we've seen this before. O'Quinn can make you pay on the stat sheet if you let him, and they haven't slowed him down here.
Here's Wright, and finished off by Wright.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
The Knicks have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. Right with the double team. And O'Quinn kicks to Lee. Stripped away. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's McLemore at basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
You know, after a first half of poor shooting, he is turning up the heat now.
Over in the corner, Lee. They set the pick. Back to Hardaway. Sinks the three-pointer.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
From 12 feet out. And it's right missing. New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. McDermott kicks to O'Quinn. Kick by O'Quinn. Doris, we know there's a lot of trash talking on the court. Some of it is unfriendly, some of it not so much, just kind of playing around. When do you consider comments going over the line?
Well, given that I'm not necessarily privy to exactly everything that's said, I imagine much of it not PG rated, Kevin.
No.
I would say that's an issue for the players to decide. If you step over the line, you're going to feel me in some way, shape, or form.
I don't know, though, we've ever had a time in any professional sport, but in particular the NBA, where there has been a real feeling of community among the players. I mean, I think in the olden days, there was genuine hatred, and there's some of that now, but there is really a feel like, hey, we are all in this together.
Maybe too much so.
I
enjoyed watching Larry Bird, who was supposed to be amongst the best trash talkers, get into the head of the player. Draymond Green is the current iteration of perhaps the best trash talker. I say, listen, let him yap a little bit. Nothing wrong with that.
He's taking Kevin Garnett's place in that regard, I think. Cantor, the pass to Lee. Pick by O'Quinn. The drive by Lee. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Here's Davis. Great D on that shot, and it's off the mark. Hardaway kicks to Cantor. McDermott with it. Now guarded by Ennis. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
That free throw, no good.
What we have watched these first few seasons of his career is a steady improvement at the line for O'Quinn. He is showing he can knock them down consistently.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Selden's checked in for Ben McLemore, and it's Harrison in for Baldwin.
I'll tell you, the feed puts him in prime position to convert. The assist was where it needed to be.
Pass to Kuzminskas. Pick by O'Quinn. Davis with the double team. And there's the pass to Baker. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. And right with the basket on the assist by Ennis. Ennis has got 5 assists tonight.
You like how he uses his height there.
No, exactly. I mean, you're talking about surveying the defense and cashing in with the gorgeous mid-range.
There's the screen. Here's O'Quinn, and he banks in the layup. O'Quinn's got 20 points.
I love the fact that Ntilikina is skilled at being a ball mover. He's got a pass-first mentality, and that's winning basketball.
McDermott with it, now guarded by Ennis. And there's the call on James Ennis. That's foul number 2 for him. And so it's New York with it. Davis with the double team. Pass to Baker. McDermott kicks to Kuzminskas. And there's the 3-second violation.
Trying to cut into this lead. Bad time for a miscue.
Well, Greg, that's a huge error. You can't afford to make these kinds of mistakes when you're already playing from behind.
Count it.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
New York's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. That one drops for him. He's got 22.
What a great shooting performance. His percentage is outstanding.
Ennis, good.
I tell you what, his accuracy has been the story of this game.
No doubt. I mean, he's doing his best to guide his team to victory. Superb job shooting the ball in this final period.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Grizzlies.
And as one-sided as it gets today, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Conley.
Well, I think his contribution clearly came at the defensive end, right? He came up with a bunch of huge steals. He was a menace all night long.
To the middle, here's Baker. Tips it. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Boy, you got to give it to the big fella from Norfolk State. O'Quinn making his presence felt on the second chance opportunities.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. They're up by 36. We've got 28 seconds left in the game. Guys, what's your take?
This is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
I think it's an opportunity just for the coach to see some execution. Finish this thing out the right way.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Michael Conley.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their number one option on every trip.
Teams need contributions from everybody to win on the road, not just the stars. And he's done more than his share tonight, an outstanding performance. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Offensive rebound. And that one's good, Harrison.
And on the road, silencing the crowd. What a dominant performance.
Well, they took control of this game from the outset, a commanding all-around performance and an important road win.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them two chances at the free throw line here.
You don't necessarily have to be explosive. For O'Quinn there with the solid frame, it's about being smart and drawing contact.
And so O'Quinn nails both of them. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth. Unloads. Ennis misses.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And the potential that Ntilikina has is really cause to be exciting. A lengthy point guard who can run the offense well, and if he bulks up, look out for this guy.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. Guys, your thoughts?
This is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
I think it's an opportunity just for the coach to see some execution. Finish this thing out the right way.
So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Chandler, you guys really passed the ball well tonight, and that seemed to feed energy at both ends.
Yeah, just playing selfish. And as you can see, we're having so much fun when we play that way. When everyone's getting involved, everybody's touching it. It's just a much better team offense when we play like that, and it's successful for us.
It was successful tonight, Chandler. Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.